So here now is the Meran briefcase that I bought a few months back, and I really love it. But when I first got it, one of the mistakes I made was I tried to put two lashed up trains. So I had two locomotives on each track, and it wasn't the ones you're looking at right now. These are a different set, but it was freight trains, and they were American Z line. Those ones that I put on here, they were F7s or F9s, I forget. But I had AB units, and it didn't take long, and the whole thing stopped working. And I discovered that the control panel that Noch supplies with the original layout would not handle that kind of current pull. I wish that they had put that in the instruction manual or something to warning. But either way, I felt like that was completely inadequate, and I decided then and there that I was going to start playing around with various types of controllers, designing a couple of my own, just analog ones, and trying some various ones from eBay that I found that looked possibly promising for controlling small motors. So here on this Meran layout, as you can see, it's maybe you can't see. You should be able to see that the buildings are lit up. So I've got a little board here. It's very simple. There's nothing to it. Here is my little control center as it stands right now. It's a mess. It needs to be all consolidated and neatened up, and then it'll all get installed underneath the layout form there inside, and it'll be mounted in there where it's not shaking around or anything. But right now, the outer loop is controlled by this guy here. The lights, of which there's only one output right now, are being controlled by this, but eventually I'll put half a dozen outputs on there, because just like my smaller root briefcase, this guy is eventually going to have street lights. He'll have better lights in the buildings. He'll have lights in the snow shed over there, lights under the bridge, lights in the little tunnel back there. We'll dress that up, and we'll also up top put some LED spotlights to light up the layout when it's in a darker area. So there's a whole lot of work to be done to this, and of course I will add a whole pile of more little people and animal miniatures and stuff like that, the kind of stuff that I love. So that's the output to the lights, and then we've got another identical controller for the inside loop that controls that folded figure eight there. And these are PWM controllers, so they do a wonderful job of allowing for slow motor control on these locomotives. And I'll show you right now on this one right here. So you're looking at that's the Alpine diesel commuter, or I forget the exact name of it. It's one of my favorites. This one, it's got that Art Deco style flair to it that, I don't know, this is one of my favorite sets. But we'll get him started up, and you can see I'm starting him off real slow there, and you can see what wonderful fine motor control this little PWM controller offers. So on this, you've got your speed control right here, and then of course you got your forward and reverse. And these have a what I consider a plus anyway, is the center position is off on these, so you can turn power off to the track immediately if you need to. All right, so, and both controllers do the same thing. These are identical controllers, and what I've done is I've patched them in right over here, and they go out, and it's a mess, I know, but it's a spaghetti of, there's three lines coming off of here. One goes to this board, one goes to this board, one goes to this board, and then you got outputs. And so I'm using JST. These are the, I think, 2.4 millimeter between pin centers on these, and I bought some male and female ones and put them all together. I bought some surface mounts as well, so I could do some outputs for my lights and stuff. And it works out quite nicely, because the original connectors down inside are JSTs, just like these, and so it allows you to just patch this thing right in. You don't have to do anything. If you build this board, eventually it's going to be neatened up and running on a single mount surface. We'll put some standoffs and probably use a plastic mount surface that'll go underneath the whole layout. So there you have it. So now let's speed this guy up. All right, now that's two locomotives there, one on each end. And these ones are, they're current hogs for sure. These older locomotives from Markland. I love them. I don't care. I love these older Markland. So now we're going to, that's an old ICE 1, ICE 1 up there, and we're going to get that guy to start going. And as you can see, if I had tried this with the original Noch power panel that came with this thing, that thing would be smoking right now. It would be done. But as you can see, with these PWM controllers that I put in, and you can see them flashing away. They're going crazy, boy. They're just sending the signals. And we can speed them right up and pull a lot of juice. And look at that. Isn't that lovely? Man, plenty of power to spare. Just power to spare, man. I'm really happy with this performance. Most slow. I don't normally run them that fast, but just as an example, to show you what kind of current these two things will go. So the power supply I'm running is I'm running it at 9 volts output, and it'll do a max of 3 amps, 24 watts, or 27 watts actually in the setting that it's in. So that's all kinds of power. You don't need no more power for that. There's the little wart down there, a little wall wart. That's what's powering this whole thing right now. And what else could you want? I mean, it just makes it so nice, and you can power your whole layout with no worries about how much current you're pulling on this. And that's it for this video.